Ciao! If you're learning Italian and you're struggling to understand how to use verbs when you speak, keep watching. Today I had a lesson with one of my students and we were talking about verbs. I showed her what I'm going to show you today and she said to me that she finally understood how to use verbs. So the first thing you want to do is you want to split the verb in two parts. The first part is kind of like the root of the verb, so what we are going to keep all the time. And the second part is the ending. What is the ending of a verb? In Italian, we have three big groups of verbs. We have the are, ere, and ire group. And I can show you something. We have the are verbs, which is the first group. Mangiare ends in are. The verb ordinare ends in are. Parlare. And I'm sure that if you start thinking about it, you will realize that you already know so many Italian verbs in the are form. Then we have the verbs in ere, so the verbs that end in ere. For example, prendere, scrivere, to write or to type. And lastly, we have the verbs in ire. For example, partire, to leave, finire, to finish, capire, to understand. Let's start from the are verbs so you can understand how they work. So the first thing you need to do is you need to remove the are ending, and so you are left with the first part of the verb. So let's take parlare, remove are, and you are left with parle. Once you have this parle, then you can add certain endings. In Italian, the endings of a verb, they are what communicates who the subject is. So in Italian, we don't need to say the personal pronoun I, you, he, she all the time, because already the verb ending communicates this information. So this is why it's so important to get the verb ending right and to know how to put the verb ending and where to place it. The nice thing is that the ending for io, I, it's always o. So parle, we add the o, parlo. Then the ending for tu, it's always I, so tu parli. I really hope that this helped you to understand how to use verbs. And if you're interested and you want to learn about Italian verbs with me, I'm actually hosting a live event on the 2nd of November, so next Sunday, where we're going to talk about verbs in the present tense. So I can promise you that at the end of this class, you will know how to use verbs. And let's be honest, verbs are so important because once you know how to conjugate a verb, you can make a sentence. So if this is your goal, if this is what you want to do, sign up for the class. Ciao!